I'm just coming back from the next lecture from my cycle of lectures about the national stereotypes. This time I was talking about, and we are discussing about with the students about the national stereotypes of the French. Generally, the French are well liked. There were many positive stereotypes and so not so many negative ones mentioned. So I was a little bit surprised, but maybe it's because the first one was about the British, the second one was about the Germans, and now about the French, and only about the British so far it was mostly negative. Maybe it's because of the Brexit, I don't know. So among the stereotypes were mentioned, of the negative ones, not so numerous as I said already, were that the French army is weak and the Frenchmen are cowards. A very popular stereotype. Maybe it's because generally there are not so many reasons why to think why the Frenchmen are cowards. Maybe it's because some people are confusing them with poor performance during the World War II by Italian army, and sometimes maybe that's because they are similar to Italians, I don't know, that the stereotypes is negative, that the French army cannot really fight and so on. But in general, there is no reason to believe that the French army is performing bad. Usually in history it was not performing bad. The French have also won many wars and so on. So there is no reason to think that the French are cowards. Maybe the reason why the people think that the Frenchmen are cowards is because of the Légion étrangère. If someone is creating a legion of people who are from different nations, then maybe to some extent it suggests that this nation this creating nation is not very courageous itself. But the Spanish also created some sort of Légion étrangère. It's the only nation who has also created something like the French that have created. About the French army, it's that French army is very strong indeed. It's partly from conscription and partly professional. So it's not like the British army, very small and very professional. It consists of the professional element and of the, I don't know how to say it, democratic element. Okay, so the result is that it is very numerous. It's like almost 300,000 people, like almost 3 times more than the British army, almost. So there are no special forces like the SAS or the GSG 7 in Germany, but there is a Légion étrangère, and there are also many good crack troops. And the French have the French Armée de l'Air. There is the air forces. Is the strongest in Europe now, mostly because they have their own fighters like Rafale, which are from of the fourth generation of fighters, so it's very good. And it's not like a common construction of many nations like Eurofighter is. So they have their own machines. They have also the second-rate machines, the Mirage. They are also very good. So this is the most powerful avial forces, air forces in Europe, military air forces in Europe. When it comes to the Navy is only slightly weaker than the British Navy. La Marine is only a little bit weaker than the Royal Navy. And when it comes to the ground forces, I already mentioned they are numerous, the tanks are good and so on. So the army is relatively strong. Of course, the Europe in general is not armed particularly well. Many regions of the world are armed in more efficient manner and so on. So when it comes to the French alleged cowardice, in Poland we usually refer to the beginnings of the World War II and why the French didn't help us. The reason, we shouldn't be reasoning about the reasons why the French didn't help us, because they helped us. but the German campaign started in Poland in September 1939. It